Welcome back to another episode of Two in the Cooler, folks. Thank you guys so much for watching on YouTube, giving us a follow on Instagram, and listening on all those apps. We appreciate all that stuff. If you want to support the show even further, you can actually do yourself a little favor and go check out the merch. It's going to be at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. The link is going to be in this episode description as well as in our Instagram bio. We've got merch, not just for this show, but also Schemin' and Dreamin', the other show that we produce right here. And we got everything you're looking for. Hoodies, t-shirts, mugs. We got fanny packs now, water bottles, pint glasses, which are really cool, all that stuff. And this is like top quality merchandise. Like, I bought this, I got this sweatshirt for myself. This is a nice sweatshirt, okay? And the t-shirts, you already know what I'm going to say. Tri-blend. We're talking Target quality t-shirts and all kinds of great stuff. So make sure you go and check that out again at snackspot.se/creator/teespring.com. Link's going to be in the episode description and in our Instagram bio. Check it out. I'm going to be real honest. I have not been to the grocery store in probably 3 weeks just because I hate it so much. I hate parking. I hate walking in. I hate walking through the store. You never know where anything is. Grocery stores, it's the complete de-evolution of society. It's where everything falls apart. Everybody is so rude to each other. Nobody's looking anybody in the eye. They're ramming carts into you. It's not worth it. I would rather starve to death. But luckily, I don't have to, because I can use Instacart, because with Instacart you can get not just groceries but some of your favorite products from some of your favorite local stores delivered right to your front door in as little as 1 hour. And the best part is, right now, Two in the Cooler listeners get free delivery on their first order of $10 or more. Just hit the link in this episode description and get yourself that deal. Start using Instacart today. And if you're interested in advertising on this show or our twin show, Schemin' and Dreamin', email snackspotsports@gmail.com for details on how you can start reaching thousands of listeners in the Buffalo area and beyond. Because, as everybody knows, podcasting, it's been booming the past couple of years. Large companies are getting into the mix. Fucking McDonald's advertising on podcasts, which is absolutely insane. State Farm, companies that have ads during the Super Bowl are advertising on podcasts because they know it works. The thing I don't like about that is that there's no room for smaller local businesses to get in on the action. So if you want to learn more about all the benefits to podcast advertising, again, reach out to us at snackspotsports@gmail.com. Danny Phantom was pretty solid show. It's from the same guy who made Fairly Odd Parents. But,
Fairly Odd Parents.
Did you know they
fries, large shake.
Did you see that fucking thing I sent you on Instagram?
Chocolate shake. Odd Parents, Fairly Odd Parents. No, what was it? Was it a live Mr. Crocker?
Yeah, they made. They're doing a live action Fairly Odd Parents series. It's like Cosmo. Timmy Turner's not in it. But the guy who was the voice of Mr. Crocker is now playing the real-life Mr. Crocker.
He looks like Mr.
Which is
Crocker.
That's crazy, because Mr. Crocker's design is so strange. His ears are on his neck. That's a weird design for a character. And I think they did, a pretty good job, making that guy look like him. But it's such a weird thing to do.
Nobody could ever hit a fairies like him, though.
Exactly. Because, and that's what I was excited about, because, not that I'm going to watch a fucking show, but just the fact that I feel like so often when something like that happens, they'll just replace the voice actor with, somebody else, and it won't sound the same. But you're absolutely right. Crocker has got to sound like Crocker.
And just me and Andy today. Today's episode is brought to you by The Mob. Andrew has officially joined The Mob.
Oh.
Yeah. And so I'm going to have to watch my back from here on out.
It is what it is.
Forget about it. That's what you should have said.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
There was this show.
Today's episode is brought to you by The Mob, because Andrew has officially joined The Mob, so now I'm going to have to watch my back.
Forget about it. Oh, okay. I was like, wait, didn't you just say that?
Yeah, no, I did.
We're in a time loop? Okay, yeah. Got it. There was this great Adult Swim show called Neon Joe Werewolf Hunter.
Well, it must have been not, and it couldn't have been good.
It was so stupid. It was awesome. Neon Joe was played by the guy who's Jeremy Jam in Parks and Rec.
Who's Jeremy Jam?
He's like the other councilman. He's the dentist. Who's like always getting in. He's always getting in their way.
I've show. I don't remember though.
But there was a pizza shop in the show called For Slice About It.
For Slice About
For
It.
Slice About It.
Should we open a pizza place called For Slice About It?
I wish we could, because that's genius. Because they own that name. Like it's already been done. Will you turn up my headphones a little bit, please?
Yeah,
Emily?
me too. Give me a touch up.
Thank you. Just a little touch up to start the show. Just to feel fresh.
You know, yeah. I was super loud when we sat down. I said, but I just wanted a little bit down. I don't like it too quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And now, I could barely hear myself talk.
I'm sure that'll change as you start to get more heated.
You want to know what I'm excited for? I start with one thing.
Yeah.
The new Top Gun, Maverick.
When is that coming out?
May 27th.
That's the same day Kenobi comes out, I think, or Obi-Wan, whatever the name of that fucking show is.
May the 4th be with you, Andrew.
And also with your spirit.
Yeah, mm-hmm.
I
already ate my stale bread today, so we're good there. Yeah.
Take that, fucking Catholics. You know what I was telling Emily about the other day?
What?
Vacation Bible School. And I don't think I've ever talked about this on the podcast. I know we're going to talk about it, but I got one story in particular that I need to tell. So Vacation Bible School, we had to, go to church when we were kids. And this one summer, we went to Vacation Bible School. We would go to this church. I think it was like once every other week or something like that, maybe once a week. And they split the kids up into groups based on their age. So you were like...
We were in different groups.
We were in different groups. And all kinds of fucking shit went down there. Like this one day...
I thought we only went one time.
No, we went a couple times, but then we got.
But yeah, I remember the last time.
Yeah, the last time was because they started preaching about hell and like showing these photographs on the projector of like the devil and this man. There's always one of these fucking guys who's just like screaming at children about the devil. But so it was like a kids program. And they would do a couple different, games or segments, I guess, really, you could call them.
Stations.
Whatever. Stations. And there was this one where it was kind of like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego?
Yeah,
except it would be about, fucking Judas
Jesus.
Or something. Jesus. And so they had a couple of teenage volunteers there. And they had one of them who would dress up like a spy named Carlos, and he would kind of walk into the room, and he would wear sunglasses and a trench coat and a big Dick Tracy hat, and it was very mysterious, and we would all turn and be like, oh my God, there's Carlos. And Carlos, the thing about Carlos is that he had a very distinct speech impediment. He was a little bit lispy. Carlos was a little bit lispy. He was kind of like, I feel like it's going to be offensive if I try and do his voice.
Yeah,
but
you can try it.
It's like, my name is Carlos.
Yeah.
Something like that. Like he had a weird lisp. So one day we finished like my older group station upstairs. We went down to where you guys were coloring in pictures of people on crucifixes or whatever. And a bunch of these teens are hanging out. So I'm like, we're like 4 and 5 and 6 or something. So these teen volunteers are hanging out. And there's this one guy, and he's like leaning against a table. And I hear him talking. And I'm like, wait a minute. I know that voice. So I walk up to this group of teens, and I go, you're Carlos. And he like looks at the other people in his group. He's like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, yeah, you're Carlos, man. I recognize your voice. That's you. And he's like, and then this girl next to him like taps him on the shoulder and goes, hey, don't you have a brother? And he goes, I do. And she's like, what's his name? And he goes, Carlos. And I was like, no, man, you are Carlos. And I'm standing there for at least 10 minutes trying to get this 10? Guy. It felt like 10. It was probably
30 seconds. It was probably 3
No, it was probably like 3 minutes. Honestly, it was probably 3 minutes. Trying to get this guy to I'm like, listen, man, you can just admit to me that you're Carlos. Like, what's going to happen? And he wouldn't do it. I'm like, who cares? Tell me you're Carlos. And if I ever see that motherfucker again in the streets.
You're letting him know? You're beating the shit out of Carlos?
Absolutely. Fuck Carlos.
He's probably like in his 30s now.
I don't give a shit. Fuck Carlos, dude. That guy, what? That made me so fucking mad.
That he wouldn't admit to you.
That he
was
just
Carlos.
wouldn't just say you're Carlos, man. Like, what are they fucking paying you? Like, is this your job?
Probably.
No,
He was
no,
well, he was
no,
probably
no.
volunteering
They're doing that
with the
shit
church.
for,
Yeah,
like,
but that would be like that. But that
communion or
but
whatever
that,
it is.
But that would be like if.
What do they call it when you get into heaven? Confirmation.
Yeah.
He's probably doing it for like confirmation hours.
But that was confirmation. But that'd be like if you were at church on like Christmas Eve, and you talked to Santa, and then the next Sunday you're in there, you're like, you're fucking Santa. He wouldn't be like, yeah, I am Santa.
So
like you gotta play your role. Carlos played his part. He didn't do it well. That was the problem. He should have been a lot smoother about it. But if he was like, who? You know what I mean? If
he'd
he
have
like,
to change his whole voice.
no.
There's no way. I would. That guy. There's no way.
I know. I'm not saying he would have fooled you, but he could have at least played the part of an international spy.
Yeah, that's true. But speaking of like being Santa at church, I was Santa at church one year.
Yeah.
Or I was there. So we got like this new priest. We got this new priest at the church, and he was like, I mean, I don't know what this guy's deal is, but he was like, he really tried to like bring the hammer down in this place.
Yeah,
he's
that's
like,
post Mike, right?
He's like, oh yeah, post Mike.
Yeah.
This is the guy right after Father Mike, and this guy was like, people are wearing shorts. That shit's not gonna fly with Jesus anymore. And everybody was like, okay, see you later. Everybody stopped going, but because that was my confirmation year, I needed those volunteer hours. Every year they would have somebody at the Christmas mass dress up like Santa Claus and like walk down, same fucking deal as Carlos, walk down the center of all the pews.
Dish out little stuffed animals.
Walk down the center of the pews. So the year that I did it with this new priest, he was like, Santa Claus is not good, so we're not doing it. And then all the ladies at the church were like, we got to do it. And he was like, if it's Saint Nick, that's fine. So I had like this little red Pope hat on instead of like a Santa Claus hat, and I had like
and then the rest
Saint
of
Peter's robes or something. And so I do my thing. I walk down the aisle. I mean, thunderous applause. The place goes fucking crazy. It was like, this is the best Santa Claus we've ever seen. It was Saint Nick. So then I go into like the back room.
Uh-huh.
I'm taking off the fake beard and stuff, and this woman comes back, and she's like, there's a couple of really little kids out front who want to see Santa Claus. Will you like just go out there or whatever? So I walk out, and it's these two kids with their parents, and they're probably like 5 and 3.
The devil!
They're two brothers. So I start screaming at them that they're living in sin.
Yeah.
But so they're like 5 and 3 years old, these brothers, and their parents, as soon as they see me, they're like, see, there's Santa, and they're like, you better be good, because then Santa won't get you. Got to be good for Santa Claus. And then they look at me like, you say something now. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know what to say to these kids. I'm like,
froze?
I'm like, I froze so much. You know what it was? I was like, oh, it's my turn to talk. Do I do like a Santa voice?
You have to do a
like,
Santa
what
voice.
does a Santa voice sound like?
Yeah.
So I completely choked on the Santa voice, and I have no idea what to say. I'm not confident in my ho-ho-hos. So I have no idea what to say to these kids. I just go, that's right. They have Santa's email address. And these parents looked at me like I was the dumbest fucking guy on the planet. And they like grabbed the kids and they're like, okay, say goodbye to Santa. They were like, this guy. They were like, oh, this is like some kind of relief program where they just like,
this guy has been in prison for the past 8 years.
Yeah. He's not spoken to anyone.
They're
for
trying
a
to
decade.
reintroduce him to society. Mm-hmm. Hey, listen, somebody's got to do it.
I was very happy to play that Saint Nick though, because I'd wanted to do that since we were like little.
You remember when you got that giant giraffe?
Hell yeah, I do. I remember that, and I apologize for that. So what happened was, I love that we're telling church stories because they're funny, and it's so stupid that we had to do this. But so again, at the Christmas Eve Mass, they had this big bag full of stuffed animals, and every kid walking in the Christmas Mass would get a stuffed animal. So we go in this one time, and I get like a puppy or something, and then Matthew gets this little like purple dinosaur, and it was so cool. And I was like, I want that dinosaur so bad. little dino ASMR. I need that dinosaur. And I must have been like close to throwing a fit or something. I have no idea how this happened, but you offered to trade. And I was like, that's really nice. So I took the dinosaur and I gave you the puppy, whatever it was. End of mass.
I forgot that this is
guy-
how this went
Oh
until
my
right
God,
now.
really?
Yeah.
End of mass. This guy walks out onto the fucking stage or whatever it's called, altar, and he goes, I'm sorry, like, fucking stop the show. He's like, I don't want to interrupt, but we were giving out stuffed animals, and it turns out that this one, and he's holding the exact same dinosaur that Matthew has just given me. And he goes, this dinosaur has a brother, and we accidentally gave him out, so if any kid wants to reunite them for a trade, and he goes fucking Price is Right, puts his arm out to the back room, and somebody else comes out carrying this massive,
Probably like 4.5 foot tall.
I would say
It was sitting down.
it was I would say like 3.5 feet.
It was large.
It was this massive, like FAO shorts stuffed giraffe. The biggest stuffed animal that I had ever seen in person to that point.
Because they weren't making giant teddy bears like they do now. At the time.
No.
Yeah.
That technology was in
Yeah.
its infancy at this time.
Yeah.
So the thing was, I didn't want to give up the dinosaur. But then everybody's looking at me, so I'm like, okay, I do it. And I trade in this dinosaur that Matthew has given me for like a legitimately cool stuffed giraffe. And I was like, this is mine.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You were definitely like, this is mine. Yeah, that thing was in your room probably until
That was,
like you moved to Florida.
yeah, that's probably correct. That yeah, the thing. It was fun though, because like when we got a little bit taller, the head of the giraffe was like hard styrofoam, and it was sitting right at crotch level. So you could just slam it into somebody's dick super easily, and it was really,
Yeah.
it was hilarious.
I remember a few times, like, I would this probably explains a lot. Like, I would, like, stare down at stuffed animal and, like, whack my head off. Like, try to headbutt it. Like, you think your head's harder than me. Style, like, try to dent it.
Yeah, that made you tough, though. It made
Yeah.
you strong.
Yep.
Speaking of strong, I was watching. Do you remember this Jackie Chan movie called The Tuxedo? We rented it from Blockbuster a couple times when we were little kids, and Jackie Chan is like he's a taxi driver, and then because he's so reckless, this secret agent hires him to be his chauffeur. That guy gets like fucked up. So then Jackie Chan puts on this guy's tuxedo, and turns out it's like a super advanced technology tuxedo. So he basically becomes Chuck, right? With the like the tuxedo
I think
teaches him karate
yeah.
and stuff, and he like can do all kinds of cool things with the tuxedo on. And Jackie Chan, I love that guy so much. I think he's the fucking coolest. He's a legitimate good actor. I
Yeah.
forgot to tell Emily this because she's a huge Jackass fan, but there's a movie with Jackie Chan and Johnny Knoxville that I just found out about, and I cannot wait to watch it. I'm going to get some of those Buffalo Buds.
Yeah. Continue your Jackie Chan story, because was that it?
I just want to talk about Jackie Chan. I'm just opening up the floor to Chan
I
talk.
finally watched the new Jackass movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And there was a few parts that I thought were fucking hysterical.
It's incredible.
When they were dressed up as the marching band and walked onto that giant treadmill,
Dude.
I'm watching that. I'm like, this is so fucked up. Like, not even a mat or a pad. Like, put a mat or I guess it's not as funny because it's so predictable to see. What makes it funny is that they get seriously injured from doing it. But that looked horrible. I was watching. I'm like, these people just, like, seriously got injured, and they just stack up. Whoa.
I think
What
we're
happened
good.
there?
I might
Whoa.
touch something.
Little blip in the system?
Yeah.
Happens.
Little hack in the Matrix, whatever it's called.
Or they're hacking our mod. Classic. There was something else. There was the pogo stick.
Oh,
Cup
Jesus
test was
fucking
fucked
Christ.
up. Like, I don't know the science behind like popping a testicle,
Yeah.
but I feel like if you were gonna pop a testicle, that would be how you would do it. Like how?
I don't even want to think about that, honestly. It's so well. The thing, like, how much
What
air
was the first one?
is in your ball sack? Like,
That
would it
allows it to
would it
pop?
like pop? Would it actually pop? I feel like
I
it would
think
just
that's a
splat.
thing. Well,
I
that's
feel
what
like
I
it's
mean.
a thing
It would
too.
Splat,
Like
pop, same thing.
Yeah, splat, pop, two very different things.
No,
splat
not
and a
in that
pop.
case.
I guess there's some
Because you're still
there's some,
popping.
There's some crossover.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. But the Francis Ngannou one, when he punched him, that one
that
stuck out in my mind because I remember hearing about that when they were filming that.
Yeah.
That they had this guy come on, hardest puncher in the world.
Yeah.
And they said that when he was on set that day, he asked the director and stuff. He was like, "This guy who I'm going to be punching, has he had children yet?" Like, this dude was genuinely concerned that he was going
Should
to.
we have him jizz in a cup
He
first?
punches so hard that he's destroying bloodlines.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Well, he goes, and somebody asked him in the movie, like, "Have you ever punched somebody like in the balls like that?" And he's like, "No, like I don't intentionally punch people in the balls."
I can't even imagine being him. And
Yeah,
like,
that was the first thing, and then they did the softball pitch. I feel like the softball pitch would have been a better first test than the punch. The slap shot is crazy too. Like I remember
that was sick.
Well, the thing about that is, though, and obviously this is a little film trick that they showed us afterwards, is the cup that they had him wear during the slap shot was not the same cup that they were, like, showing off for, like, the cup test. Because they show it at the end of the movie. They're like, this was the cup.
Well, oh, yeah, so they might just filmed that before. They just filmed those scenes.
I know,
out
but
of
that was,
sequence.
like, that was, like, a metal cup.
Yeah.
The one during the pogo stick was, like, a jockstrap you find in your basement
I
in,
think
like,
they
your
put a
dad's
cover
old
on
gym
it, though.
bag.
I think it
Doesn't
was the same
matter.
cup.
Like, I seen enough cups in my day.
All right, you know what? You are the cup expert.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah. A little joxygen. You know what joxygen is?
Yeah, I know what joxygen is.
What's joxygen?
It's when you take the cup and you put it over somebody's face
Yeah.
like an oxygen mask.
Hysterical.
That is, I mean, yeah. That is pretty funny.
Yeah.
There's this,
A little bit of joxygen never hurt anybody.
but that Jackass 4, that was the first Jackass thing I ever saw. And,
Really?
since then, I've watched every movie.
So did
and
you watch the end credits, like all the end credits of the newest
new one?
Jackass?
I don't think so. I don't
Because
remember.
I did, and it made me. Because I used
Yeah.
to love Jackass, so it made me want to go back and watch all the old ones. Because in the old ones, they do just the dumbest shit ever. Like they just, like in this one, I mean, like the bees thing was crazy.
That was
Like they
nuts.
do a lot of just ridiculous stuff still. But at that point, they were, I mean, that was 20 years ago. They were all like 20 years old. They were, you know what I mean? They're
Yeah.
like, we don't give a shit what happens to our body. And just some of the stuff was so funny. I think the head shaving thing is so funny. I wish that I was in a point in my life where I could do that with my friends.
Yeah.
But I know if somebody did that to me, like I would probably have to swing. But that is so funny.
I know. That's the stuff I live for.
And I can't believe they say it. They say it all the time, I feel like, in this most recent movie, but it's obviously so much harder to trick people into doing shit. Oh, you know what was funny? The snake one.
Oh, that could have been the whole movie.
Yeah, that was his.
That's
and
all
when
they
he
needed.
finally like, there's a door. There's a door
know.
over here. And he's like, no, fuck that door. He's like, I'm not going through that door. I'll stay in here. I'll build a home in here.
I'll live
And
in
he's
here.
like, I'm not going through that door. And the guy's like, what the fuck? Fine. And he closes the door behind him. And instantly, boom, runs into the fucking pan.
So fucking funny.
Yeah.
They're doing a new Jackass series for
With different
Paramount
people?
Plus. I think it's going to be with like the younger kids that were in there.
Yeah,
Which,
there was just
dude,
something about...
You know Poopies?
Yeah.
Do you know what happened to him?
No.
He got bit by a shark when they had like Steve-O, and they want to do like a Jackass promotion for Shark Week.
Yeah.
And so Poopies, I guess I haven't watched the video, but there's video of it. He is going to like jump these sharks, Fonzarelli style, but he falls in, and the shark grabs onto his fucking hand. It bites him. So he was on Steve-O's podcast, which is excellent, and he was talking about it, and he said that when he felt the teeth, it was like obviously like crazy, and then his first thought was like, if he didn't move, Because
Yeah.
if he had pulled his hand away,
He would have fucked it up.
he would have fucked it up. But you know what else I heard, which is crazy, is all the new guys got paid scale for...
What's that mean?
It's like the lowest amount you can pay somebody if they're in the
a
Screen
movie?
Actors Guild
Okay.
Award. Or Screen Actors Guild.
Yeah.
So they got... they only got $65,000 each for that.
No royalties or anything?
Nope, nothing on the back end. And that was like 2 years ago. So Poopies is broke. He just started a podcast, but I guess he's completely out of money.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a lot.
Sucks.
It's not a lot of money.
I know, it just blows. And these get but that's also, I mean, you hear a lot of the other guys talk about how little they got paid for the first. I mean, for Steve-O, like the first season or whatever of Jackass didn't get paid anything. Some of those guys, fucking Preston Lacey and stuff, they barely got any money from that show, like, at all.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy because of how popular it obviously became, but at the same time, I think the guys that are on those shows would be doing shit like that, even if they I just think maybe not. I don't know, maybe not. Preston.
Yeah, I know, but you have to.
They're
You
just
have to.
fucking dumb.
They just had bad people on their team. Like
Yeah.
you have to leverage that at some
Yeah.
point. That's just poor
Even
management.
like the human ramp one.
That shit is
Crazy.
so. I love the fucking simple ones, like the fucking paper cut from like the second movie or whatever.
Yeah.
That still holds up. Like that's just they're literally just in a hotel room. You can tell they were just sitting in a hotel room.
Well, that's what's
hanging
so
out,
funny.
drinking.
Like, there's a clip. I think it's from the first Jackass movie where they're literally sitting in a hotel room and they had a mini trampoline and the fan is on in the hotel room. Have you ever seen
Shit.
that clip?
I think I have.
And like they're just filming and Steve-O just runs full speed, hits the mini trampoline like at an angle and just catapults himself into this fucking ceiling fan. Like that's moving full speed, gets dummied by it. It breaks off. He falls down breaks the table. The fan falls on top of him, and he's just sitting there in pain, and they're all dying laughing. And he just decided to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they did a butt chug on one of the Jackasses.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
On the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
Yeah.
God, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what? I'll tell you what. It'd be very difficult, I think, to get me to do some of that stuff now. However, I bet if you are, I don't know, in your like early or late teens, I bet you if you start doing stuff like that and then you get those laughs, I bet there's no better feeling than a laugh you get like that.
Yeah.
And that's all like those
yeah.
those off the cuff moments are seemingly so. They're just trying to make each other laugh.
Yeah. And that's it is. It's funny. It is. It's just
really
guys
good.
being dudes, and it's
Just
most
guys
raw
being
form.
dudes. That is a
Yeah.
good call. What I did find very interesting was like, because obviously with the fourth one being the first one that I'd seen, I was like, isn't there like another guy who was big on the show? And I was thinking of Bam. So then watching all the other movies, I watched them all like backwards, and it was weird to see Bam in the first one. Because he, like, is so young, but he's also not wearing, like, any fucking rings or, like, scarves or anything yet. Like, he's not
got real
super
scarfy.
Famous. He got so scarfy. I think he still is.
Well, I think he's in a Britney. Well,
yeah,
like,
he's in some
what's it called?
a conservatorship. He's in. I don't know
conservatorship.
if that's exactly what it is, but it's something akin to that.
Yeah,
Something very close to that.
I mean, dude, he tortured his parents for a long, long time. The alligator, again, like
Is it real?
hysterical. Well, his mom is obviously just a fucking crazy person. Like, not in a bad way, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
I think
is it real? Like, dude, the fucking alligator in your house. Like, you're good. Just jump on the fucking counter if it really tries. You walk past the thing. Wasn't moving. Just walk past it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a thing, though. You never know when alligators are going to pounce. You got to be careful
Listen,
around them.
I've said this. I mean, I've watched so much of like so many alligator rescue shows that I'm confident that if I had to, I could wrestle an alligator out of water. I can never do it in water,
Right.
but
That's
I could.
the thing.
Yeah.
Alligators are so crazy, man. Do you know alligators don't die of natural causes?
Yeah,
They
no,
just get
live-
so big that every alligator, this is how all alligators die, unless they're like hunted
Eaten,
or something.
yeah.
They get so fucking big that they can't move, so they sink
Sit
to
there
the
and
bottom
die.
of their river or whatever, and they drown.
Why don't they just not go in the water anymore?
Because you have to go in the water still. I don't think they can survive completely out of water either. Like, you got to stay moisturized somehow.
Or your skin starts to crack.
Yeah, I think that's the deal. And their skin is
lotion
so
for
tough.
alligators.
Alligator lotion?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could not pay me to put that shit on. To apply that. Shout out to Steve
That's why they're so
Irwin.
angry.
I was thinking about him the other day because
Andy?
they got no toothbrush.
They got all them teeth.
and no toothbrush tip.
No. Dumbass. It's
Oh.
the Abdullah Oblongata. Or something like that.
Yeah. Trying to think of what the last Adam Sandler movie I saw was.
The Longest Yard was the last one I watched. You were watching that movie the other day.
Oh, Funny People?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
Underrated. You know that song I was singing? Oh, no, because you were singing a
Love,
different
take
song.
me down to the streets.
What was that, The Wings?
No, that's not the Wings. It's Paul McCartney.
And The Wings.
Yeah. It's from the fucking movie, Andy.
Is that part of it?
From Role Models?
Yeah.
That's the whole thing. Is he's like, that's not the Wings.
Yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
why I was saying.
I know.
But hold on. Is there the joke though where it's like where the guy singing says no, because he thinks it's the Wings. But is there a part where somebody makes a joke about it's not Paul McCartney, it's
Yes.
the Wings?
Yes.
Okay. All right. That I didn't realize. I thought it was just the Wings. I thought it was just that.
Yeah.
That's the Wings, and that song is completely made up.
Yeah. Love, take me down to the streets. I like that song a lot.
You know, that guy is, I think he might still be head writer at Jimmy Fallon. He was head writer on
Isn't it
Late Night.
The guy from 30 Rock?
No.
Oh, yeah, not that guy. What's
Yeah,
that guy's name?
From 30 Rock?
Kenneth.
Yeah, Kenneth
Yeah.
from 30 Rock. Jack McBrayer.
Oh, yeah, he's in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That's why he's
Yes.
on mine. Yeah.
He's that goddamn.
Yeah.
Another phenomenal movie. 2008.
Not us, my guy, am I right? Not us.
Oh my God. There's that one David Bowie. I was driving home a couple days ago, and there's one fucking David Bowie song that I really, really enjoy. I wish I could remember which one it is. It's one of the like super famous ones. Motherfucker. Now the joke is not going to work because I can't remember what fucking song it is.
Segment.
But I was like,
segment of
why
the
do
show.
I like this song so much? And I think it's because when he's singing it, he sounds kind of like Dracula in this David Bowie song. And I was like, oh, because if that Dracula, man, huge mistake not putting out an actual album for that Dracula musical.
Yeah.
Space Oddity?
I don't know what it is. Did you find
I
it?
can't remember. No, I can't remember what it is. I can't remember.
Careless Whisper.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think that's what it is.
Again, like, we talked about YouTube videos a few weeks back.
Did we?
Yeah, because we were talking about, I don't know. But that YouTube video is fucking hysterical.
Which one did we just say?
The Careless Whisper. The
sexy saxophone guy?
the sexy saxophone
I mean,
guy.
that's an all-time. That's an OG
Yeah.
one. I wonder what year that actually like got put up on YouTube.
2006. That'd be my guess.
Man, do you remember what the
Like a
first thing
long
you ever
time
saw
ago.
on YouTube was? I know that's going way back because we were pretty young when it was coming out. I remember.
Probably like the Charlie and the...
Oh, Charlie Bit My Finger? Oh, Charlie the
Yeah,
Unicorn?
probably like Charlie the Unicorn or something
Dude.
like that. Something from... What were those guys?
Smosh?
Schmosh.
Yeah. Going to the mountains.
We're going to the mountains. I still say that all the time. I
Yeah,
still
you
say,
do say that
No,
all the
I say,
time.
my name's Angelina Jolie. I've got big lips and I can curve a bullet.
That, dude, see, the thing was, we hadn't even seen the
I didn't
movie.
even know who Angelina Jolie was. I didn't give a fuck. That was hysterical.
That line is
Yeah.
incredible.
My name's Angelina Jolie.
That
If somebody said to me, like, first thing you think of when you think of Angelina Jolie, I'd be like, she can curve a bullet. That's what, and I still have never seen. I know the movie that it's from, but I've never seen it.
Yeah, Wanted.
Yeah.
That's the thing is I had never seen it either, but I remember those the trailer for it playing on TV all the time, and I was like, oh my God, that's so fucking funny. That video is also where I learned the word boner. Because there's that part where he has the Staples button.
Yeah.
Dude, this video is so of its time, but it's so I bet you it still holds up. But he like slaps the Staples button. He's like, I wish everybody in the world had a boner.
Yeah.
And there was this guy who was showing me the video. He's kind of a bad kid, and he was like, I I was like, what's a boner?
You know what a boner is?
He was like, I was like, what's a boner? And he goes, it means an erection. But he said it real creepy. Like, I'm not even going to do the voice that this guy did. And I was like, oh, shit, I'm embarrassed I asked. Yeah. That reminds me of the time that this kid, by the way, his pants were so tight, Matthew, that in 8th grade,
no, come on,
they broke the screen to his PSP. He put his PSP in his pocket, and his jeans were so tight that they cracked the screen of the PSP.
I don't even believe that.
It happened. I saw it.
That's a wives' tale.
No,
he dropped that shit beforehand.
Real. That's 100% real. No, that's exactly what happened. The guy's jeans were tight. He was always very nice to me, though. I like that guy. But that reminds me of the time. I've never told this story before. It's not even really a story. It's just something I've never told anybody before. But when I learned what a condom was from the show Chuck. Because there's this part where Chuck...
show.
Phenomenal show. There's this part where Chuck, the main character, and the main girl, Sarah, are finally going to, like, hook up. They're, like, on the run or something. I think they're in this motel room. And Chuck is like, wait. You got to practice safe sex, baby, NBC. And he goes to his wallet, and there's a little note from his friend that says, I owe you one condom. So I'm watching this, prime time, 8:30, and I look over to our mom, and I'm like, what's a condom? Because let me tell you what I thought a condom was. I'm like, what would he be carrying around in his wallet that somebody else would want? What would be something desirable that this guy would be carrying in his wallet and that he would need right now? And I was like, oh, like a piece of candy. So I thought our mom was going to say a piece of candy. She didn't even look at me. And she's like, she said something. I don't even remember what she fucking said, but she's like, it's for sex or whatever. And I was like, oh, I'm going to stand very still now. I'm just not going to breathe for the next 45 minutes. Until this stops.
That's funny. Yeah. What are you going to do? I love when you tell stories like this because a lot of them I was obviously present for, but a lot of people tell stories about growing up for because it's funny and they're nostalgic and whatever. Yeah. I don't remember anything from, any time, ever, especially my childhood. Like, I have no memory of anything except for, a select few hockey things that happen and then stories that people have told me that I was present for. So whenever I hear I would have never remembered in my life that I should have had that giraffe until now.
Yeah, I can't believe you didn't think. I wish I had not said anything about it.
How cool was that purple dinosaur? I bet you it was cool.
It was so cool.
And you know what?
I can't believe that. I did not want to give it back. Like that giraffe.
That I kind of remember. But that's the only part when you said it that I'm like, I actually do think I remember that is you didn't want to give it back.
You know what? No, I'm sorry. I don't want to cut you off.
The only other thing I was going to say was again, having no actual memory of it, for whatever reason, I have the memory that I was just, for once in my life, being a good person when I did that. I don't think it was forced. I think,
No, absolutely. Yeah, you gave that to me, out of the goodness of your heart, and you got burned for it.
Yeah, and guess what? Fuck everybody. Yeah.
And that actually... Yeah. I wish Felicia was back on this week. She could dissect what the cause of that. I think the thing about that moment that has defined a big part of my life is I don't like somebody assuming that I'm going to like what they have to offer. Yeah. That makes me so mad.
That dinosaur was probably cool.
That dinosaur was so cool. And also, dinosaur stuffed animals were few and far between. I've never seen one before.
In between the Jurassic Park era. The original Jurassic Parks had already came and gone, and the new ones were not even on the horizon yet. There was no dino. Yeah. There was no dino action going on at that point in time.
That's true. And the thing about young children is that they always crave dinosaur content. We should do... There's this movie on Netflix called Mitchell's versus the Machines. It's an animated movie that came out last year, and it's very good. But there's this part where the main character is kind of doing this voiceover, introducing us to her family. She introduces us to her little brother, and she's like, he's a real weirdo. And this kid is sitting on his bed with the phone book open, calling every number, being like, do you want to talk to me about dinosaurs?
I've seen that
crosses
clip.
it off, goes to the next one. Yeah, I want to talk to you about dinosaurs. Yeah, I do. Who the fuck hung up on that kid, man? If somebody called me, if a random number called me and was like, "Do you want to talk about dinosaurs?" I'm like, "Yes, my favorite is a Stegosaurus." Now you go. Where do you want it? What's the jumping off?
In order
point
for
here?
me to tell you my favorite, I'm gonna need your social security number.
Okay, that'll probably.
Yeah.
I'm a Nigerian prince,
Yeah.
and I want to talk about dinosaurs.
I'm trying to start a real life Jurassic Park. I need some funding. Yeah. That would be something I would get behind, though.
You would invest in a real life Jurassic Park?
Knowing exactly what's happening in every single movie.
You want to know what though? Maybe this is hubris, but I think we could pull it off. Like, I don't think.
First, we need an island. Well, the
Yeah.
thing is, we've seen how it goes wrong every time.
And also,
You want to know the thing about Jurassic
I don't know.
Park?
I think it's
Here's
possible.
the thing. Here's the thing. Here's what I'll say right now. If I was going to do Jurassic Park, here are the flaws. I mean, the flaw from the first movie is obvious. You have to allow them at least to have simulated hunt, right? You can't feed them like pets, okay? You can't, because then how are they going to?
true. However, I think that it's kind of a situation where, like, with any animal, even like
Because I want to start
the
a
next
dinosaur
generation of
conservatory, not
Okay.
a dinosaur zoo.
Okay, that sounds dangerous.
It's going to be very dangerous. But let me go further. We're not genetically modifying any dinosaurs. There's no Verizon-sponsored dinosaurs. Jeff Bezos' hands are not getting involved in my dinosaur project.
Then it's not gonna happen.
Okay? I didn't say Elon Musk couldn't.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, one of them has to be. They're the only two people
that could-
on the planet
yeah,
that could do
yeah,
a
that could do
Jurassic
it.
Park.
Yeah. We should have one of them try to. We should pitch that idea to one of them. Be like, listen, you want to know how you really cement your legacy?
I think they thought of it. I think they probably both
No,
thought
they're
of
too
that.
busy with space.
No. I think they've thought about it.
No, I don't think they have.
Of course they have, Matthew. Of
Then why
course
haven't they
have.
done it?
Because it's a fucking stupid idea.
No, it's not. Listen.
A real life Jurassic Park.
Do you know what the problem is?
They should have. Man, that. What?
We don't have enough fossilized mosquitoes.
Yeah, that's. I mean. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
How many fossilized mosquitoes have you seen?
Yeah, but they're not going to be in Buffalo. I assume.
You think dinosaurs didn't roam Buffalo?
Now you're changing my
During
mind on that. First of all, Pangaea. I want to give a shout out to Pangaea real quick. The first to ever get the job done.
Yeah.
Pangaea does not get enough credit.
No, not
Dude,
nearly.
I remember learning about Pangaea in 5th grade, and when you see all the continents like shift together like puzzle pieces, I'm like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
everything is crazy.
It took. There was a large portion of my life where I couldn't figure it out. And,
Yeah.
and here's the thing, though.
That feels like some Da Vinci
Is-
Code shit.
If
Uh-huh.
the continents, like, if we're grounded, right? Like if the Earth that we're on is grounded to the center
Mm-hmm.
or the bottom of the ocean, right?
Okay.
Not the bottom of the ocean. If the Earth that we're on is grounded to the bottom of the ocean, how did they begin to float away?
Well, because I think
I just had continue, but I just pretzeled my own brain and think I'm the dumbest person ever.
I think you might be, but I'm not gonna.
But
not
no,
gonna
that
push
still
it.
stands. But there was a part of me that was like, because there was a point when I was a young child where I was like, why don't the continents like float around?
Yeah.
But like, think about it. If you've ever been to the ocean, like when you walk it, it's not like.
A drop off.
Yeah. I mean, there are places where it's steep, but there's still eventually land there at the bottom. Like, there is a bottom to the ocean. The ocean
Yeah.
isn't a black hole
Mm-hmm.
that we know of.
That we know of.
And when you walk from land into ocean, like, it's, fairly gradual, like, for a certain amount of time
Yeah.
in most places.
Yeah.
And so, obviously.
But there are like cliffs at the bottom of
Cliffs.
the ocean. It's so cool.
no, see, ocean. You know
Ocean's
how I
a
feel
scary.
about
I
ocean.
know. It's
I
the
don't fuck
scariest
with
place. I don't
oceans.
think anybody should ever go there, but it is cool to think about.
I don't fuck with oceans. Like, do you remember when we went snorkeling?
Yes. I don't know where that was.
you,
My parents
And
went.
Chris, no. We went on that cruise with
Yeah.
all the hockey people.
Yeah.
and we were at that place, and there's a picture of us at the table drinking Carib.
Yes.
And we went snorkeling at that, and it was just like, oh, like you pay to get in, and they have like a water park, and they have, you know.
Oh yeah.
And you can just, you can just grab snorkel.
That's where I got sunburn on my hands.
And you can go out there and snorkel. And they were like, well, don't go too far because, you know, the location that's like this, like just a little ways down the road, is like they don't really snorkel without instructors because there's always sharks there.
Mm-hmm.
Red flag that they were going to let us. We were like 15, 16 years old. They were just going to let us go snorkeling.
If you're going to live on island time, man, you got to take the good with the bad.
But here's the thing that was freaky about that is there was like some rocks and some cool stuff that you could snorkel where it was only like, you know, fairly shallow. But like 10 feet to like off the rocks was like one of those drop-offs where it just turns blue.
Scary.
And I'm like, this is a fucked up thing for us to be doing. You don't know what's about to come over that corner. And I guarantee you it's faster than us.
Yeah.
I guarantee you I would put a lot of money that it would be faster than us. But guess what? You just had to be faster than somebody else. I think I'm a pretty good swimmer. I probably could have, you know.
It's crazy that was literally the rule to survival for so long.
Yeah, just don't be the slowest.
Just don't be the slowest.
Yeah.
Fuck. It's so crazy.
Yeah. What are you going to do?
Yeah, I don't know. Be faster, I guess.
Yeah,
Shout out to our ancestors who were a little bit faster. And now we can enjoy Popeyes spicy chicken.
Yeah, imagine
a world without Popeyes. I can't do it, Matthew.
No. Imagine. Oh, I have a. No, it was KFC. Imagine.
Dude, KFC broke my heart. KFC broke my heart.
I love I love a Famous Bowl to this day.
Famous Bowl. Yeah, I'm talking straight chicken.
Yeah, you can't even get like tendies.
It's tough. Yeah, you can.
Yeah, but
at KFC
in a meal, you can't just go order like a 3-piece tend.
Yeah, you can. That's the Andrew Canada special. I'm tenders across the board. Any chicken spot, I'm getting tenders.
All right, we'll get back to it. Let me. Fuck.
Did you forget what you were gonna say?
Yeah, but I'm brewing.
Moving fast, ancestors.
Oh yeah, imagine if, like at the time.
You got Crocs on?
Yeah. Why? You got a problem?
When did you get those? They look new.
No. These things I've seen some shit.
They're in pretty good shape.
Yeah. They shrunk from the sun. It's a thing. Seriously, you can't leave Crocs in your car, and in the summer, and you can't leave them like outside in the lawn in the summer, because they shrink. They get hot. Like,
that's so stupid. What a stupid shoe. I'm not trying to shit on Crocs because everybody shits on Crocs, and like they're very comfortable. I think it's an effective Croc. No, because because of the holes. I can't have my shit exposed like that.
Yeah, you never. I've seen you wear flops. I feel like.
I mean, that was just like back in the day when I was trying to fit in. I was like, this is what regular humans wear.
Like you don't have flip flops?
I don't want it. No, absolutely not.
I know you have slip on the canvas slip ons.
Hell yeah, I'm a sneakers on the beach kind of guy. Like canvas shoes. I know. Hey, I know it's shitty, but that's who I am, and I can't hide it anymore.
Get your fucking toes in the sand.
I mean, sometimes I do that.
You don't got good toes, though.
Okay. I do have good toes.
No, you got bad toes.
I do have good toes. Mm-mm. I've got excellent toes.
No, you could never sell feet pics. I think
I could, and I think I might try.
No,
I got a lot of hair. I got pretty hairy. I got hairy toe knuckles. I think that could sell to like, I don't know, people that really like The Hobbit. There has to be. If the toe fetish, the foot fetish is so far spread, there are obviously different sects of it. That has to be one. Is like hairy ass. But back
to I mean, we found out when we were on vacation a couple weeks ago months ago now that you got bad toes.
No,
and
everybody else in the family has bad toes.
That you have bad toes.
Everybody else in the family has bad toes.
It made me worry.
That's the point.
I sit there. I stay up at night that you have bad toes.
We were just talking about survival of the fittest, essentially. That for a species to survive, it takes on the most beneficial characteristics.
Is our toes?
No, because my toes look like everybody else's toes. So it would stand to reason that as a group, the human species of toes
but your toes are good
to
for
have
nothing.
The best toes.
Your toes are good for nothing.
They're good for all kinds of things.
What can you do with your toes?
I can, type a thesis.
No, you can't. Like, I can use my feet as an extra pair of hands.
Can type an outline.
Like, what do you want me to do right now with my toes? I'll do it. I could edit this podcast with my toes.
Yeah, right. You can't even edit it with your fucking hands, bud.
If I had the knowledge of how to edit it, I could edit it with my toes.
If I knew how to be a firefighter,
If I searched up
I'd be saving people from fires all over this fucking place.
I've watched a lot of movies about being a firefighter. I'm not saying I'd be good at it, but like, I think I could not make it worse. Because that's the thing.
All you have to do is just
not
throw gasoline on it.
No. You have to, like, if there's a fire in a house and you were to, like, and it was in the garage and the garage was closed and you were to open the garage, that house would like, if there was some smoke, you know, if something was smoldering.
Smoke from a distant fire.
If something was smoldering in that garage and you opened that garage, it would burst into flames instantly. Do you know that?
Something was smoldering in the garage. Huh. That sucks.
Well, because all of a sudden you just
blast it with oxygen. Of course, blasting it with oxygen. Yeah. A little oxygen blast.
Yeah. So that's the thing is you can't just fucking go in there and start hitting it with a hose.
I took like a CSI class in what do they call it? Like crime scene science stuff. Forensic science. I took a forensic science class senior year of high school, and it was so stupid. It was literally watching forensic files, and then we watched the movie Backdraft, and like that was the class.
Unreal class.
It was, some of it was interesting. Like there was, I want to say. No, that's.
Well, I don't know the number one piece of information that
I do want to know that after I finish my sentence, which was. No, fine. I was going to drop some interesting forensic history on you. There was at one point, I want to say in the 60s, perhaps earlier. That might have been way earlier. There was actually two guys who had the same fingerprints, like looked identical. Or no, they did have the same fingerprints. I fucked that up. You gave me the mic, and I blew it. I blew the whole fucking thing. You said, "Here you go."
They did not have the same fingerprints.
They did. They had
maybe
something.
With old fingerprinting
they had the same
technology.
name and they had the same face. I think it was they had the same name and the same face, and then they used the fingerprints was the only thing that was different.
Yeah, because people don't have the same fingerprints. Why'd they have the same name? Like just by chance?
Just by chance.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was wacky.
Aliens and shit.
Maybe.
The number one piece of information that I retained from high school is the Zolly Zoom.
Hell yeah, that's a good thing to know.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Jaws.
Every
time I see a Zolly, psych. There's a really good Yeah.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Obviously. In like the Hitchcock themed episode.
Yeah. There's a really good Zolly Zoom.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fun that you know that.
That's like the only like cemented thing that like if I had to take a test that was like throughout high school, like what are the things you knew and that was on the test, that's the only thing I guarantee you I'm getting right. It's this.
I will say my favorite thing that you know is who Silence Dogood is. Like the fact that you know that
letters.
Is one of my favorite things.
That has
about
nothing
you.
to do with high school, though.
I know, but it's just we're talking about fun facts.
Yeah,
and that I just love that you know that.
Well,
because it's a national
very
treasure.
Important piece of American history.
If you're looking for the treasure of the
well, just in general, because it has a honestly, you want to hear something deeper than
yes, break down Silence Dogood with you.
It has a lot to do with your understanding of the Constitution.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was, like the most original form of like protesting against government. Peacefully protesting against government.
Mm-hmm.
Like freedom of speech.
Yeah.
It's the first ever burner account. That's what it was.
That.
I'm going to make a burner account
I wish you had
tonight.
said that at the beginning of this. That's really funny. Yeah,
I'm gonna make a burner account called Silence Dogood. I really am.
See if look that up. Look if somebody's got that. Somebody probably has that handle.
No, nobody's smarter than I am.
I love it. Sounds like just an arrogant king. No one is smarter than I am. That's why I am the king. You know what? Watching the second Kingsman movie, which I did not like. The fact that all those motherfuckers were actually related, like the Tsar, the King of England, that's so fucking stupid. That's so crazy that that's actually what happened. What do you got?
This guy, well, girl, this person,
Mm-hmm.
Silence Dogood at Silence Dogood M4, and it's definitely a burner account. Truth Sports Raiders, that's their bio. Like they obviously tweet like
Let me see.
it's just a burner account.
Is it active? When's the last tweet?
8 hours ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's active. But I could do a different. I don't have my at doesn't have to be Silence Dogood. My name on the burner could just be Silence Dogood.
Yeah, but it'd be cool if it was at Silence Do Good.
Yeah,
That's the way.
I could make the at
Ben Franklin.
Yeah, Ben F.
Yeah, I'm sure that's not taken.
Yeah.
Do you think that? Can you go back on Twitter and see if like Ben Franklin has a verified account?
No,
you know how
that's the
sometimes
thing,
like
doesn't.
no,
Yeah.
but you know how sometimes like
yeah, like somebody still runs the
yeah,
verified account of
exactly.
a dead person.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like Tupac doesn't have a verified account. I mean, he's still alive. He just doesn't tweet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If that's not evidence, then I don't know what more you people want.
Yeah. Fair. Who would win the week?
Yeah. Who would win the week? Okay, I remember it.
Silence Dogood.
Yeah, it was versus
Do you think
Ben
there's
Franklin.
people listening to us right now that are like, "What the fuck is Silence Dogood?"
Look that shit up, man.
Yeah.
Watch National Treasure or don't
The
listen to
Silence
this
Dogood
podcast.
letters. There's a Get your fucking pen and paper out though, because you'll be ciphering it up all night if you
Hell
pull
yeah,
those letters
that's
out.
a great way to spend. Dude, I was
Yeah.
up till 3 a.m. ciphering last night, just fucking ciphering away.
I've been up until the wee hours of the morning debating National Treasure with people so many times in my life.
Really?
I can think of
Doing the
one
Lord's work,
particular.
kid.
I can think
Yeah.
of one particular, like sitting there with two of my roommates, and it's like 4 a.m. on a Tuesday, and like just we had just watched National Treasure, and I'm just preaching content down their throat,
Mm-hmm.
and they're on. Every time it's on, they look. I mean, they shout out to the boys.
Yeah. We know where that script is, and we're going to get it.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen.
I think it'd be fun.
Anything you do or say can be used against you in a court of law.
Yeah. Shout out to Law & Order. I've never watched an episode of that show. It looks dumb. I don't care. Who would win of the week this week? I lost it. Hold on. Do you remember what it is?
Yeah.
The who would win of the week.
Do you want me to do it?
Wait, I want to see if I can remember.
You want me to
I
give you
know
one?
who the one guy is. No, I know the one.
Which one do you know?
I don't want to say it because I want to do.
Do you know guy one or two?
I know guy one.
Okay. Oh, you don't remember guy two?
No, but it was pretty good. Fuck. All right.
You want a
do
clue?
It. You do it.
No, come on. Let me give you one
Okay,
hint.
give me a clue.
He has a tie-in too for getting Sarah Marshall
Okay. He has a tie.
through one of the other people in the movie.
Jesus Christ. Oh fuck. Yes. Okay. This week's who would win of the week is Taco from The League versus Kelso from That 70s Show. Now, there's like I was watching some like documentary about That 70s Show. I don't know what it was. It was some behind the scenes thing, and they were talking about this one moment pretty early on in the show. They were talking about like what a great dedicated actor Ashton Kutcher is. And they show this clip where they're in the basement. Kelso has to jump over the couch and stand up, and he jumps over the couch and he slams his shins into this coffee table, doesn't miss a fucking beat. Guy's a total pro, delivers his line, and they were like, he was fucked up after. Like, he was very hurt after that moment, but he kept it going. So it's very, Kelso is a steam engine, man. He's a locomotive. He can't be stopped once he gets that head of steam going.
Here's the thing is they're both very similar because they're high all the time in the way that they do things, right? Like the biggest example I can think of is they both always leave things in obscure places thinking that they're going to remember, like, I hid this here on purpose.
Yes.
And then they like stumble upon it in a later date because they could never find it.
Yeah,
And
classic
they're like,
stoner trait.
oh yeah, exactly.
That's where I left this hamburger, and then they take a bite out of it.
Like,
and
well,
everybody's like,
well,
oh.
the taco, it's usually like a bong that's somewhere in the house. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or he's turned something. But Kelso, when Kelso's high, he's almost smarter than when he's not. Because it brings him to that like mellow state. Whereas when he's like not smoking weed, he is an idiot. Like his character is dumb. Like that's, the whole basis of his character is like there's a lack of intelligence here. Taco is a fucking genius. And that doesn't come to fruition often because he is always so high. But it's there. It's just inside of him. It doesn't need to be outside of him because he's just chilling, right? Mm-hmm. But you see when he stops smoking weed, like he remembers that he can speak like multiple languages. Like he's a genius,
right?
And even when he is high, like obviously EBDB, like everything that goes on with
what
that.
What did you say?
EBDB.
Oh,
yeah,
okay. That's from the league.
Yeah,
all right.
That's Eskimo Brothers database.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's the thing is even when Taco is super high, he's very innovative. He's a very creative dude. And I will say, Kelso, Taco, there's something about him that allows him to float through life, basically always coming up on top, without having to try too hard. If Kelso doesn't have that. Kelso, at the drop of a hat, will lose his life entirely. Like, he'll just completely fall apart.
But on the flip side of that, so I do think...
Doesn't have that magic.
So this is what I think happens in this fight. Taco is very non-confrontational. Mm-hmm. Like, he would not... Whereas Kelso is Kelso is very, like... He's dancing all the time. Like you know what I mean? He's moving, he's grooving, he's spotlights on him, style of life. Like he's loud, he's out, like
Yes, and I don't think he'd shy away from Taco.
No,
for sure.
so that and I think if Taco, like if you dropped these two, if you kidnapped both of these two,
love it,
while they were high, and bags over their head, brought them and then all of a sudden
standard kidnapping,
woke them up. And they're in a dark room, and you turn the lights on, and they're in an octagon surrounded by like 100,000 people. Like, I don't think Taco's phased at all. Like, I think Kelso's like all of a sudden like buzzing, and they're like, "You have to fight each other right now." And Kelso's like running laps around the ring, and Taco's just like waving at somebody in the crowd, like doesn't even really acknowledge what's happening.
Yes.
And Kelso's like, I got to figure out a way out of this ring. Like, I got to win. You know
and
what
if
I mean?
it's through Taco, that's what he's going to do.
And Taco's like, it's just like, exactly. He's just floating his way through. He's like, this is just life. But I think that Kelso is so, Kelso, that like he gets himself all amped up and he goes and thinks that he's gonna like beat the shit out of Taco and somehow like ends up injuring himself and losing himself the fight without Taco even acknowledging that they're fighting. Like Taco, he sees Kelso starts charging at Taco and Taco's like, what are you doing? And Kelso like trips like face first into the wall of the octagon, breaks his neck, and Taco's like looking around, and then they come in and put Taco's hands over his head, and Taco's like, I just won a MMA fight, and he has no clue how it happened, and Kelso's getting out of there on a stretcher.
You know what? I think that's pretty good because the one thing I did want to bring up was Kelso's athleticism. Like he's a strong guy, he's an athletic dude, he's in great shape. But when you put it like that, he's too clumsy, and it ultimately is going to work against him.
Yeah.
And with Taco on the other side, I think you nailed it
right
right
I don't
away.
Think Taco has to do anything.
Shit. I really thought I was going to go for Kelso just because, like, I think if he got his hands on Taco and he was a little more coherent or something, he could beat the shit out of him.
Well,
sure.
I don't think. Yeah, but like there's Taco wouldn't win this fight because he's more physically dominant. I don't think Taco would have to do anything. I don't even think Taco would be forced to recognize that he was in this fight. I think Kelso would would fuck it up himself.
Yeah. I wonder how people are going to vote on this one.
Yeah,
but
I'm
it sounds
curious.
like we're locking in.
Yeah, so we'll lock
taco.
in taco. Vote on that on Friday. This week's food one of the week: taco versus Kelso.
Yes, very nice.
I don't have too much more.
Okay.
I know it's we're just hanging.
Yeah.
I actually have one thing. I'll just say
Okay.
the Nets got swept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Okay.
They're
Yeah, no,
they're
we're
fucking.
Good. We're good.
Yeah. Dummies. They're dummies.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I love this tracksuit so much.
You know what? Can I tell you something? And don't let this go to your head.
Oh fuck.
It looks
it
really
might be
good.
Oh, a compliment.
When I was sitting down and we were doing our creative brainstorming process, throwing the ball back and forth, spitting ideas at each other, and I was like looking at you, and I'm like, you could be a tracksuit guy.
I want to be. Which we have not said this. I'm just gonna say it real quick. Details to come, but we're gonna do a live episode of this podcast.
Yeah.
In June.
You want to do tracksuits?
Yes, I know it's gonna be hot because we're gonna be outside.
So hot.
But there's not and like crazy tracksuits. Like, well, let's get crazy tracksuits.
Custom tracksuits.
We could also do church clothes though, for the live show. But
That
that
might
is
be
probably
even
gonna be
hotter.
even hotter. Yeah, because we don't have to wear like shirts under these if we don't.
What
want
about
to.
banana hammocks?
I gotta tone up my thighs if we're gonna do that, man.
Listen, how about this? We go tracksuits, but mine have rip away pants, and I'll have a banana hammock on just in case I need it.
Which you will. You know you're going to. Like, of
I
course.
might not.
No, you're going to. You're gonna need
need
it. At that particular venue, you're gonna need it.
Yeah.
People are gonna think we're doing it at
Logistically,
gay
it's a
strip club.
nightmare,
Yeah.
but we're gonna do
It's
it.
actually, I figured it out. It's
Oh.
actually gonna be really. It's gonna be super easy. But more on that to come. The live show. Yeah, I wanted to say that. Yeah, we can wrap it up if you want. I'm good to go.
Yeah, I mean,
But I appreciate the compliment. of the
you had me
tracksuit.
dying laughing at something today, and I don't remember what it was.
I don't know. I love telling those
I
like.
wish I could remember what it was, so it would make me laugh again.
Oh, it was when Mom told me what a condom was, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
stand
stay
still for
still,
45
yeah.
minutes." Now
Not
we're
gonna
just
breathe.
recapping the podcast that we
Yeah.
just did.
Yeah.
I think that's a
You've
good sign.
entered the
to get on here.
yeah. Okay. All right, Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Spent $118 on this whole outfit today.
But before we go, come on, get a leg
I'll
up on
do
the
it-
table.
I'll do it for the
Yeah.
wide shot.
Because, like, it's the whole fit. Get the shoes, now go leg down, spin for me, sideways, so you show off the stripes. Now front facing to see that front logo, that front crest, and then right into the hat.
Oh, this has got to be the thumbnail for the episode.
Right into the fucking hat. I mean, listen, nobody does it better. Nobody does. Did you lock the door on purpose?
No. That's
Because-
why I was worried when because my plan was you were gonna walk in and I was gonna lay on the couch.
Oh, George Costanza
that.
style.
Yeah, it's just similar to Costanza-esque. But then I had to go let you in. So when I
When
opened
you
the
opened
door,
that door, you were grinning ear to ear, and I'm like, "Are you wearing a tracksuit?" And you're like,
you started to like speak to me.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what? You stopped yourself.
and
It was
then
funny.
you're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Was that for the because you're doing
Oh,
the thing?"
yeah.
I don't know if you, but yeah, you're
Yeah, because I'm doing a play.
yeah. Andy's doing a play, so I'm like, I know you have practice most days, so I'm like, "Oh, is that for the play practice? Like, you just come from play practice?" And you're like, "No." I'm like, Did you just buy that?" And you're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, I bought it at Kohl's this afternoon. I went to 3 different stores. So here's what. So I woke
I have
up.
a red one for you. You can have. Oh no, I just donated it.
I woke up
To a
and
nursing home.
I have these. Oh, they're gonna love it. I have these Adidas shoes, and I was like putting them on this morning, and I was like, "Oh man, that'd be funny." And then so I went to 3 different. So no, what I did was because I've wanted to buy a tracksuit for a minute now. Like I've looked at
You've been
them
trying
on
to get in the
Amazon.
game,
I've
yeah.
been trying to get in the tracksuit game.
They're not
I've
cheap.
been like, some of them are not. I was looking at them on Amazon, like some of the ones that we might want to wear for the live show. And I was like, well, I can't get one of these today. So literally, I Googled this morning, where do I get a tracksuit right now? And so they told me to go to Dick's Sporting Goods.
Nothing.
All
out? Sold out?
All out. So the first place I went to was Target. I had to go there for something else anyways.
Yeah.
And then, I was like, Dick's has got to have it. Nope. But there was a Kohl's right next to that Dick's. And shout out to Kohl's. Kohl's Cash is still a fucking thing.
Yeah, I
which
was
is
in
insane.
a Kohl's. I was in a Kohl's. It was dead of winter. It was a Wednesday night after the show. And I actually needed an ugly Christmas sweater.
It's a good place to go.
And
one would imagine.
Yeah. And I went, and I did find one. Didn't fit, though. Like the one I wanted.
Yeah.
It was all like cats, but then there was one, and it was Santa with a beer in his hand playing cornhole. Great ugly Christmas sweater. They only had it in like the smallest sizes. But it was like $60 plus 50% off. Plus when you spend more than $20, you get an extra $10 off. So it came out to like $17.
Kohl's is the craziest
and I was like,
place.
I was going to try it on there. It was like 9:30 at night in a Kohl's. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to buy it. If it doesn't fit me, I'm just going to never do anything with it. Also went to the nursing home.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're getting a lot of good stuff from you.
Yeah, I did. Big haul they got for me. Big haul. All right. Andy, I love you.
I love you too. Thanks for listening, folks. Let's get out of here.